So it's been 2 months since I started creating content on social media. Oops, I saw some ink. It's shit. 1 second, it's gonna leave a stain. I have to clean this off. So it's been 2 months since I started creating content on social media. I'm just gonna ramble on about my experience and particularly like wins, the mistakes or things I could have done better, and also like some concerns or questions that I have that are a little bit bothersome or worrying to me. So as you know, I have a lifestyle content page and I started posting content like as a creator just about 2 months ago, just over 2 months ago rather. And in that time, I started with, you know, it was really hard for me to start first of all because I'm somewhat a very introverted person. I'm really in my shell, especially if and I'm in an unfamiliar territory. I only come out of that shell when I'm amongst people that I know or people that I'm close with. So that was really difficult for me to do. But immediately I started posting, like after the first few videos or after the first few posts, it was like all hell broke loose and I just started posting and posting and posting, documenting, creating a lot of content. I got some kind of confidence to like take videos of myself even in somewhat public spaces. Not, I still haven't been able to go into like the general public spaces to create content, but like if I'm amongst friends or I'm amongst say like I'm in a gathering of people, even if I don't know them, like in a closed space like at a party or something, I'll create content or I'll make a video of myself. Before I couldn't do that. I only took pictures and videos in my house or like in a very familiar environment, so just like with friends or something. So I had that. It was like a rave. It was just a surge of confidence that I had immediately. So if it isn't obvious enough, my page is about building a more sophisticated and elegant lifestyle. I want to have everything that my heart desires without having to choose one or the other or let go of one or the other of my priorities. So just grabbing everything at once or having everything at once rather. And so I think that um I also promised I was going to share a lot of the lessons along the way. So for me, content creation isn't just because I love doing it. I'm not one of the creators that would like, oh, it's my passion or anything like that. It's really not. It's a lot of work. And there was a time, say a couple of years ago, where I had this bad impression. Like I looked down on people who did this full time. Like I just felt they weren't doing anything meaningful. And I'm really sorry, but that's the thought of the past. Like say 5, 7 years ago, and that has changed for a long time, even before coming into content creation. Well, coming into it, I have a deeper appreciation for the craft, like a deeper appreciation for the industry. It's a lot of work, and I have no desire to quit my 9 to 5. So I'm having to mix this with every other thing that I'm doing in my life, business, work, every other of my priorities. And if you know me, I when I go into something, I try to go into it with my best foot forward with everything that I have. So that's the same approach I used in the beginning. I was completely into just surpassing every of my target. And I think I did well for the most part. I wanted my goal for the first 3 months, and I'm not yet there. But my goal for the first 3 months, I knew was absurd, but I wanted to get 50,000 followers in the first 3 months. I knew that that wasn't possible. Well, I started by doing all the researches. I was joining like I literally joined seminars about content creation. Like I just wanted to get better, and I followed the paths of people that within the content creation space have what I desire. So like the kind of pages that I liked or I wanted to emulate, and the kind of content that I was hoping to put out or that I am hoping to put out at some point. So I was just following them. And so I was my immediate priorities were to just gather as much knowledge as I could and make sure that I put out the best. So my immediate priorities were basically to get get myself out there and start creating content. I then started to figure out that it wasn't just about the following or like the engagement in itself, but there are different types of content creators. So I then found that there are people that even do not even have that much followers, but they create content for brands and stuff like that. So it's not really the only priority, but that wasn't the route because I felt like I genuinely think that that's a lot of work, because putting that content out, editing it, and then doing this for different platforms or different brands is just a lot of work I can barely do for myself. So that wasn't really one path that I wanted to follow. And I think I what's really important to me regarding content is having a voice. Even in my small space and my small bubble, I wanted to have a voice for myself. So it's really important to have that following. So that is my goal for the next month. So for the 3 months since I started. And luckily, I'm gonna be grateful for the small wins. I think at some point I got to about 12,000 followers. And how I did that is, so I'm gonna actually make this into a two-part video, particularly for Instagram, because I know Instagram has this whole thing with length of videos, and then the rest I'm going to just put it on YouTube. So for my wins, two-part videos. One part would be to talk about my experience, including wins, losses, lessons, blah blah blah. Second part would be just for the concerns, the questions that I have that I haven't really found answers to online, and I need maybe some insights or somebody to help me out to navigate through that. But yeah, so for the first part, the wins. So I think I cracked on early on how to really generate the followers. And for the most part of it, for short videos, trial reels, and all of that. And I did a little bit of UGC as well. Um, so really the short videos, the I think TikTok also helped, and and then engaging with this like a schedule of, like a checklist rather, of things you need to do when you post and all of that to help you get followers. I was following those rituals, and I think that they helped, but it was a lot of work. So that meant that that required me rather to post at least 6 or 7 times a day. And optimally I had to be posting maybe minimal of 10 times. And I did that for maybe the first month. I was posting like 10 times every day. And 7 of those times would maybe be on Instagram, whilst the remaining three maybe on TikTok or something. But my focus initially was just Instagram. So I started like the first full month just posting on Instagram. And I saw the followers. I actually did. And um the only problem is that because I was using trial reels, particularly to get that awareness, also to put myself out there the most of the content I was putting on trial reels did not resonate with the content that I have on my page. So I could put something quite comedic or controversial, slightly controversial on the trial reels, and then the person follows me, for instance, expecting to see that sort of content moving forward. And at least this was an analysis from someone who analyzed my page rather. So the person expecting to see that kind of content, and then obviously I don't post that kind of content. So, and then another bad thing about trial reels is that you just have to keep going. And I found that immediately I stopped, because for the maybe 2.5 weeks out of the last 3 weeks, I have been somewhat ill. I traveled and came back with like just respiratory infections. But when I couldn't keep up with that posting, I found that I was losing the followers. Like I was just, in fact, I was getting DMs, but I started losing the followers, which was really crazy. And I started to get so anxious about it, because now I had to go back into creating those content and creating content that were not really about what I want to do, like my desired niche, if that makes sense, like desired kind of content that I want to put out there. But that's what that. So that's one of the greatest, I think, achievement. I was able to get a lot of followers across the platforms, and then on TikTok, I got so many likes. It's crazy, and I see a lot of pages, because my first time ever on TikTok. I've never used the platform ever, but yeah, I'm getting a lot of likes. Engagement, not being that great. But the thing I would say is, and this would be my advice to anybody, maybe advice for life or advice for content creation: strangers are going to be your best fans. They will be the ones cheering you on the most. I have people in my DMs reaching out to me, supporting. I have people liking and commenting, people I've never seen, never met, strangers, but not people that I know. It hasn't been people that I know. And not that I really, to each his own, but I'm just saying that I really appreciate the strangers that have supported and just shown some kind of like shown some kind of support. So, as I was saying, my engagement hasn't really been the best. It's been just from non-followers, or people I don't know. And I'm now looking, that's also part of my priorities for the coming month. Then the next other thing that I wanted to do was not reach out to any brand, but try to see if all of that content I was putting out would attract brands. I know people advise to not do so, like don't wait for the brand to reach out to you, reach out to them, blah 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 blah. I know. So it wasn't my priority to do any of that whilst I didn't have the followers or whilst I was building my page. So for the first 3 months, I didn't want to do that. I still have 1 month to just not do that. But I had a couple of brands that reached out. I do. I actually do. So I had a lot of fraudulent, potential collaborations. It was easy to just understand that this was fraudulent. Those ones that would say, "Yeah, we want you to be our brand ambassador, but you have to pay for shipping," things like that. I had a lot of those. But the ones that reached out to me outside of the DMs, like reached out to me via emails. Oof, those ones were genuine, and I have received so many potential collaboration offers. Um, Two were very tangible. Two were like in the works from the beginning, and unfortunately we won. It was so intricate. I was supposed to create like content, and but the exclusivity of it all, it was like for an AI platform, exclusivity of it all with regards to not being able to work with another similar brand in future, how they would use that content and all of that. I felt restricted too much. Like and they were not offering that much money. So if I am to work with a brand and I'm not able to work in another brand in the next in a while, I think my point is I think they understood that I was a new creator. I didn't have it. I don't have a team. I don't have a full understanding of the workings and how contracts should be set and all of that. So it was kind of hard to finalize on that. I don't think I would be able to finalize on it. I don't think it's something I want to move forward with, but it's somewhat still in the picture. I haven't, no, there hasn't been any finalization. But the second one, the second one, yes. So with that one, I am looking forward to actually. So with what was I talking about? Oh yeah, collaborations. So I've started to receive PRO
Yay!
boxes. Like, can you believe that? Like, actually started receiving PRO boxes in 2 months, and I haven't reached out to any brand. I promise you, I haven't reached out to any brand just yet. So I have everything scheduled out. I will start reaching out towards the end of April, mid to end of April. That's this month, but I am in a space where I have already started getting brands reach out to me and say, "Oh, I want you to try this." Why am I doing this all of a sudden? Like, I don't know how to react because this was like a dream a couple of months ago. I was just thinking, like, just imagine how it would be or how it would feel if I'm getting PR boxes. Like, I would really love that. Anyways, that has been my experience. It's been great. I think just setting expectations really helped out, prioritizing things and not overdoing it. I overdid it. I truly overdid it, and I got burnt out. It's a lot of work. Anyone that thinks they want to go into content, it's a lot of work. Especially when you are focused on getting followers. It's a lot. There's a lot that is happening behind where you can see on my page. I was posting like a maniac. I was just having to think about all those things that you want to post. And a lot of the 7 seconds videos that you can see on my page, they were made visible by mistake. Maybe 80 or 90% of them. Because I learned that once you have those short videos, it's preferred to just leave them on your trial reels and not post them on your page. I maybe wanted to post just the one, but yeah, all other ones were posted in error. So, but there are so many other of these videos that are not on my page for my followers to see. So it's a lot of work. I've been doing so much. Um, but yeah, so that's it for Instagram. For TikTok, I think what I just did was take what I had on Instagram and just post it on TikTok. And then for TikTok, sometimes I was using TikTok to try posts. Like if I see, because I don't have followers, I just created an account a few weeks ago. I've never used TikTok before. I don't do any of the rituals that I do on Instagram. It's just I just post and just walk away. So and I rarely engage with people either. So it was for me, TikTok is just let's see how it goes kind of scenario. I'm more focused on Instagram, but I have used TikTok though, somewhat as a trial. So when I post a video on TikTok, if in the first few minutes I can get like 200 views, because I don't have any followers, I have maybe 40 followers on TikTok, but I have so many likes for such a short time frame and with little followers. But um yeah, so when I just like post and I have like 200 views within say 10 minutes, I know that video would work out on Instagram. That has just sort of been like a meter for me. So I use it to gauge the potential success of videos on that platform on Instagram. So I've used it as a trial space somewhat. And so that's been the benefit for me with TikTok. I don't see myself going on TikTok to like fully like do lives or things like that. I haven't done any researches for TikTok. I've seen a few videos that have popped up on my, is it called Explore for You page? I don't know what they call it there, but yeah, some like guidance and tricks or tips. Those are the only things that I know about TikTok. Beyond that, I haven't really intentionally gone out to figuring out stuff on how to excel on TikTok. Not just yet. I don't think I can do both simultaneously. Right. So even though I want everything, I want it all, I have to be able to determine number of things that I could carry at once. Then YouTube. I created YouTube maybe just 7 days ago. If not, yeah, maybe just about a week or a week and a half ago with with YouTube. The only reason why I did so, I wanted to create. I have a YouTube account for my former podcast, which I never shared on any of my platforms, and I never told anybody about. But I wanted to create another YouTube channel that aligned to this my page with Roomsy. With this YouTube channel, I created just a few days ago, like a week and a half ago. I have my first subscriber. So that's an achievement for me because somebody looked at my page with the three videos that are there and said, you know what, I'm going to subscribe to her and watch whatever it is that she puts out. And whoever you are, I'm so grateful to you because I haven't even really started posting anything. I just wanted to see how the posting structure works. And then I put videos that I already put on my Instagram. I just posted it there and just wanted to see how it worked. And yeah, so there's a video on YouTube. It's one of the videos on my page on Instagram, but it has 1,100 remixes or reshares. I don't even know what people are resharing about that video, but yeah, I think for a new page with little to no, just one subscriber, I have a few views across the three or so videos that I've posted there, just very short clip videos. But to have one of those with 1,100 shares is insane. And it's not one of the popular videos on my Instagram. It's just a random. I literally just wanted to test the structure, and I hoped to actually delete that video at some point, but now I can't because it's like part of the story. So yeah, so that's about YouTube, and I hope to, as I start to put more content, like longer content rather, particularly those around my podcast, I would start to post a whole lot more on YouTube. So this video would most likely go on YouTube because it's going to be really, really long. That's about it for the achievements. Well, I think for the most part, I'm so grateful about the collaborations. I'm so happy because some of those brands are brands that, do you know what, I'll be so happy to work with. I'll be so happy to use their products long term because it aligns with where I'm at as a person right now. So I'm really grateful for that. I don't know where I picked this thing from, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to doing a whole lot more. And see, the goal is to make money. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna lie and claim, oh, I have a passion for creating content. Yeah, there are the upsides, but it's a lot, and I'm focused on advancing drugs and therapy, like working in clinical trials, and that would always be my first love and first priority profession wise. So this for me particularly is about money. I'm not gonna lie about it. There's a little bit of likeness for it and what it brings, but it's the main goal is to make money and have a platform where I could share my voice and, share my insights, or use my voice and share my insights rather.